of wind. Jeez, I don't know. I guess it's going to go on for a few days. But first sticker. Hey, thank you, Stewart Arts. Cool. But I was thinking, this channel is more becoming you guys. All the comments, emails, suggestions, input, advice. I mean, it goes on and on and on. So I figured once in a while I'm just going to do a video where I'm just showing everything that's coming in, or a lot of it at least. I can only show so much. One viewer, we were emailing back and forth about different things privately, and I had asked, what did he think about me mentioning names on the show, and his advice was just don't do it. So I don't want to offend anybody. In the past videos and from here on too, I'm not going to be mentioning names when I read emails or who did this or who did that. You guys will know who's who. So for this video, the first part is just going to be sharing a lot of incredible things, I think. And the second part is I'm going to review Harbor Freight, the titanium nitride drill bit. So hope you guys enjoy. Alright, just wanted to share this little piece. I did have the mill grabbed at one time, machining a part, climb milling it, grabbed it. Somehow it translated up here, where with this guy, first in the beginning too, this was real sloppy in the opening. So I had taken this off, put it in the vise and just kind of closed them up a bit, so I didn't have that much backlash in this thing. But somehow, like I said, it bound and it translated up here, so this would turn, and then there was one particular spot where it would always just be rough and then turn easy and rough. So I figured, why don't I just replace this with one solid shaft and see if I can line it up. And it lines up easy. First, when you tighten these down, you got to make sure you're centered on this thing. This moves a lot, and I wound up putting it together wondering what the heck is binding. Plus I needed grease down in here, reloaded or whatever. But just machined a shaft, and you can see it just spins easily on its own. You can line it up, no problem. I've got a little bit of play this way, and these are all nice and tight, so I don't have to worry about that, but it's really nice feeling. There is a hole already in this shaft, and they had a pin in there, and you just hit the pin to get it out, to get this guy off. Did a 440, and it happens to fit nicely within that hole and still gives you some play, so you don't have to worry about being precision tight. So this is just an upgrade now for me, and I'm loving it. It's smooth, no binding, so I think this is going to work out really nice. It's back together, and I'll tell you, that was well worth the time. That was a big piece. That was just a ½ piece of stock aluminum. But I mean, this is just, and you engage it, and it's so smooth. There's still backlash. Not a whole lot. If I push, oh, that goes down, so I don't know how I can tell the backlash until it starts moving. That starts engaging, that starts engaging. So that's 10, about 20 thousandths on the dial backlash. But geez, what a difference that is, folks. So I would highly recommend, if you've got that kind of a mess in there, that you guys do the same modification. Yeah, I love this stuff. No sooner than I show the video on grinding that tool bit, slant cutter or whatever, on the new Delta, I get an email here showing what somebody else has done. This is beautiful. I love the work. I look at the workmanship in here, all the rounded corners and the detail work that's in there, but this is a nice setup. You can do angles here, you can slide it back and forth, so this is a pretty good idea. But I especially like the base, because I didn't want to bolt the grinder down to the table. I didn't want to put holes in the table. Not sure where I could get this giant plate but I can definitely do it out of like particle board or something pretty good, and then put some nice rubber feet underneath it. But I love this finish too. I think the next picture shows more of the finish. Yeah, look at this. This is beautiful in here. That is great. And same thing here, all nicely rounded corners and stuff. So excellent, excellent work done. Thank you for the pictures and the ideas and stuff. I hope it helps somebody else. Even more of it, pictures of it. It's great. Nice angle piece that he got. Just cut it off. So I'm not sure where people get all this stuff from, but it's pretty cool. What else do we have here? Oh yeah, this was an email sent in saying what was what? Oh, somebody's asking about. I had showed in a video not too long ago a 3-inch screwless toolmaker's vise, and it's a kick too, because when I show things like that, I'll go back and check it the next day and they're sold out. So they're asking for links to that, and it's like I sent the link, but it's like it's gone. Told her. But this guy also sent me incredible pictures, because he wanted to put the vise on his new rotary table 3-inch chuck guy. Beautiful workmanship here, how he's attached all this stuff and cutting these round spots. It's incredible to look at. So and he was saying something about where this rotary table came from. It's a small one, saying yeah, El Cheapo brand from India, but he's saying the quality was there, high quality. So and he's saying it doesn't look good. I think it looks fantastic. Was there no? Oh yeah, he's same guy in the email, a saddle stop. Now I thought this was pretty clever. This really looked nice. Built in, I guess these screw into the saddle, so he must have taken the saddle out to drill and tap it. This, was that, what's the next picture, was it? Oh, that's one with a handle. It's a different one. So this must be, can't tell which side of the saddle this is on. Okay, the groove is here. So this is on the outside by the tailstock. And just cranks on it, I guess, and it locks it down. It pulls a foot up underneath here. Excellent stuff. Yeah, it looks like people have changed the nuts out too from those nasty black ones. I should probably do that myself. Just get some nicer nuts for the Gibbs screws. But another classic one, easy to do. Because that's going to go, yeah, I guess the whole thing hits it. That was what I saw. Where's mine? As I originally did similar to that, but the problem was the chips kept building up in here, so I wound up just putting a screw in there. And so now the chips just fall on through and I just hit it. So, but this is a good idea. You might wind up, if this is hitting the actual saddle, chips are going to build up in here, so just put a screw in there and it solves it. But nice and clean. I like the handle. Excellent work. What was this one? Something else here on... I didn't invent... Oh yeah, the guy didn't invent this, but he had a really good idea. I know when you're turning the compound handle, you can't help but jerk it or move it. And all it takes is 1/10 of a thousandth, and you'll see it in the finish of what you're turning. So he took a PVC pipe cap, cut it out, put a bolt through it for the drill, so he's got a drive which doesn't, or hopefully minimizes the influence of the jerking on the back and forth. And I think the next picture is another piece of it. Yeah, there it is. So really clever. I want to try this myself. I had emailed him back saying, did you try it? Does it make a difference? And he hadn't had the chance yet to do it. So really cool. Oh, it looks like he's got the nice A to Z. Oh, he's got a better one. These are better. No, same thumb. No, different thumb screws. He doesn't have the top part. Oh, I should consider that. Make my own bigger ones and flatter looking. I like that idea. I never even thought of that. Nice clean blade, which mine was clean. I gotta clean mine up somehow. get all the shiny surfaces back. But great idea. I'm going to try that myself to see how that works. There it is. Another picture of it in action, so to speak. Oh, he's got this on the other one. The compound's over here, so you can run it on either one, I guess, that he's hollowed out. Great idea. This was sent in a cutting external taper jig. Not sure exactly. Yeah, it is external, because I thought you just set the compound. Because I've seen videos where if you already have the taper, you stick it in the chuck. There's the chuck here. You angle your compound and put a test indicator on it and run it on the existing taper. You get deflection, then you're not exactly matching it, so you keep messing with the compound angle till you get 0 on the test indicator. Now you know you're perfect. Then you go ahead and put your material in and you cut your taper. Compound, though, unfortunately doesn't have that much travel. What is it, like 2 inches or something? So this probably, I don't even know how this thing works, but I don't know. I guess you're moving something here. But that was pretty cool input, studying that. I gotta consider and think about it more and do a little more research on that. So pretty cool input here. Another letter was what? Well, I finally found time to try. Oh yeah, another one. When I mentioned something that I found to be cherry golden, it winds up selling out. I had showed a while back the Grizzly boring tool. I gave the number and everything and how great it was. This is a guy in Australia that ordered the tool. He didn't want to spend the money for the insert, so I sent him one of the inserts, and he's finally getting back to me saying, well, I finally found time to try the insert. Fantastic, you were right. It does a great job. Thank you very much for letting me have one. So he's probably going to go out and buy the inserts, but one I sent him, he got 2 sides, so it's going to be a long time before he wears that out. Yeah, he didn't. So cool. Again, sells out. Love it. I also have ham radio friends there. This guy built a repeater in an ammo can. Solar powered repeater that you can put on a mountain or someplace. Transmit to it. It transmits on a different frequency. I thought this was really clever. There was a picture in the email of the inside of the box too and how he did it. Really neat. I love that. And what did this guy say? Can he watch video 51 mil? And I was just wondering. What? Just wondering if you were. Oh yeah, I get this question quite often. I've got a Harbor Freight lathe. I've got a Grizzly mill. He's looking at the mill, considering getting one. He can't figure out which one to get, and they ask me if I had to do it all over again, would I buy the same one? And I've said in a bunch of videos, I think it's kind of a crapshoot. I got a Grizzly, happened to be pretty good, did some upgrades. Somebody else could get a Grizzly and it could be a total nightmare. I got the Harbor Freight lathe, it was a total nightmare. Who was it? Stewart Arts got a Harbor Freight lathe, cherry. He's turning with it. So I'm pretty sure it's a crapshoot. I don't know how to answer some of these. You know, what would I do again? Let's see, he's got a Shop Fox 9x19 lathe. Wow, that must be sweet. So, classic question. Here's another one. Somebody got in, I showed the ER32s. It got them excited. They went and bought the whole setup. He's just saying he's got the collets in finally, and he's going to start doing some real turning. So I think there were a lot of those collet sets on eBay, so I never saw it sell out. But the actual chuck I did see sell out on Amazon. I had links to it, and I think it's back. What was this one? Awesome info post. Oh yeah, the center versus spotting drills. I need a pencil for that. Make sure everybody understands that. The center drill is shaped like that. And this angle matches your live center or dead center And this part, oh no, this whole part here, make sure you have a pocket that you don't bottom out. So the center drills are specifically designed for your live center. Spotting drills are like that, and this angle is 1 or 2 degrees off from a drill bit. So this is not used to drill your pilot hole. This is used to do your pilot hole, which really isn't a hole. It's just an angle which gets it started, and the flutes on the drill bit start cutting immediately so you don't get the wobbling effect. I did test both of these. This is better, even though I do this a bunch, so. But there's somebody saying, yeah, cool, on the center versus spotting drills. Okay, what's next here? Dave, I've been watching your videos about the lathe. Oh, about the lathe. And all you have done to get it right and tight, very informative. Recently bought a Grizzly mini lathe, so I'm still playing around with it. Come to realizing that soon I'm going to need a mill. So there's one I made a comment a long time ago. If you get a lathe, you need a mill to fix the lathe. You get a mill, you need the lathe to fix the mill. So he's in that process right now. So just wanted to share some of the emails that came in. I hope if somebody found that interesting. Alright, no sooner than I tape the last section showing the PVC cap. Great idea for removing jerk in the compound when you're turning it. He sends in this picture, which is gorgeous. Look at the machining on this. It's beautiful here. Turns out this guy is a retired aerospace engineer designing aircraft and a lot of different things. So he's got some input and he's got some skills, let me tell you. Went to Harbor Freight. I think this was $8.99. And he said this thing is geared like crazy. So it's I guess it's their screwdriver. Drill Master, yeah, it says screwdriver on it. So he tested it and said it works great. I think the next picture is actually showing it on the machine. Come on, should have pre-separated these things. Yeah, there it is. So nice, really nice. Gets rid of all the different plays. But I'm looking at it going, there's just an Allen here. Hey, why don't I try to do it the cheapo way here rather than machining that? And so I just sacrificed a spare Allen wrench, chucked it up and did it. But I learned real quick, if you're not straight, it starts binding in the socket head and starts jerking it around. But so the first bit of my test I was off, and then I finally got it nice and straight. And yes, gorgeous, gorgeous finish on it, which tells me that yes, that does impact the finish when you're doing it by hand. And thinking back, the best finish I ever had was when I engaged the CNC long time ago on the lathe. And then I could control the motor speed and all that, and it was nice and smooth, fantastic finishes. Even with the Harbor Freight 1/4-inch indexable set, I was getting crazy finishes. So now I'm thinking, rather than doing all of this, I've always wanted to have a nice control over the lead screw down here for power feed. Gears, pain to play with, can't get it slow enough, so I'm thinking what I did for a power feed on the mill, buy that worm gear box, attach it to the lead screw down here, and get the pulse width modulator. Now I can just spin whatever I want. Oh, actually I can't disengage it, so I don't think I want to disengage it, because I'm either using this or I'm going to use the power feed. So I don't know, let's see what happens. But he started really letting out some secrets here, which is really cool. Amazon, less than $5. It's a currency microscope, and showed some other pictures of it, and it really magnifies. So yeah, 60x is pretty strong, same thing he was saying. I did look, and they do have other ones, 30x and so on. So for less than $5 though, with an LED light in it, and I guess there's 2 white lights, and then there's another color in here for detecting currency if it's fake or real. So that's well worth getting, I think. I haven't ordered that yet. I'm still thinking about it. But yeah, again, I think 60 is a little strong. And then he sends in this guy, which is crazy. Now, I bought the Fowler one. And I don't know, I think that was around 40. I'm totally guessing. But iGage sells it for a lot less. Same thing. I know, they just put Fowler on it. It comes from the same companies. Problem with mine is anytime I want to use it, it's too big. It's the parts in the mill, and I'm trying to get this in there, and I just don't have the clearance. So this morning I shaved this all off to give it a little bit more clearance, and I don't know, let's see how it works. And I wish I could shorten this, but it turns out this shaft is part of this. It's embedded in there. I thought it would unscrew and then I could make shorter ones and put them in there, but no dice. So it'd be nice if I could figure out how to clamp it, cut it, drill it, tap it. Now I've got a shorter one and then make a bunch of extensions. But the body here is still pretty big. I mean, I don't know. This blew me away. I ordered it $5.40. It goes to 1,000. It's a tire tread depth gauge for $5.40. So I'm sure this is also the same thing, and it's showing thousandths of an inch. So when I get it, it'll be arriving tomorrow, and I'll check it on the granite block with the gauge blocks and let everybody know. But I bet you this comes in right on the money. So for that price, it's worth just having around. And what else isn't here? Then he sent in these guys for the vise, but I did make the speed guy, and I like this a lot because you can just stick your finger in there and get where you want to go really fast. But really, I want to know how he did these radiuses on this, because that is really sweet. Actually, I don't even know how he clamped these sockets on here. But shows it in the next picture too on the vise. Nice, really nice. He's got two of them, I guess. He's got the long handle version and the short handle. And I guess this clears this. Because mine, if I'm in certain positions, I'll hit the handle here or something like that. So I've got to play with it, but it's kind of just the drawbacks of the design. So this guy is really cool, sending in some great ideas. I hope this sparks somebody's imagination about something. So I'll see you later. One last piece of input here, another email. So the last video I did, I was talking about the spacer to reduce the friction on the compound, and that was for this gentleman. And he finally built it. He completed the spacer, he understood it. Turn this out of 1" 6160. Like, whoa, that's a lot of stuff. Saying it's not his best work. I'm looking at this going, this is phenomenal. The quality of this and how he did this is beautiful. And this is a newbie. You know, this is a guy that just started. But I was looking too, he's got some brass washers or screws down in here, and I guess I'd emailed him asking what are they for, and they lock it down. So he saw that on some other webs or YouTube site and decided to do it. It was easy, so nothing else in here really. But this is, congratulations for a first time. This is gorgeous work, gorgeous. All right, well, so Harbor Freight, there's sale going on. I guess $13.99, normally $15.99, and then of course it's coupon. But I saw a YouTube video a couple of days ago from a company that was talking about cutting and drilling and all that, saying how great titanium coated drill bits were. So I figured, what the heck, for $14, let me get this thing. It's the whole fractional set, 16th all the way up to a 1/2 inch. As you notice, I've taken them out of the box. I'll show you in a second, but high-speed steel. I mean, I don't know how they can make it. I've seen some people say on YouTube that they tried a couple of them and they broke. This was weird to try to get this bit out. Everything should normally open like that, but they've got it swinging this way. So I had a spare hoot container, so I figured let me put them in there. And they are sharp, I'll tell you that. These edges are incredibly sharp to touch. So I'm going to be interesting to see the grinding on them. That looks pretty darn good. Yeah. The corners are sharp. Yeah, that one looks a little strange, but yeah, that one's sharp. So let's go over to, yeah, you can see here. What's it even say on there? Oh, 23rd 64 is high-speed steel, but yeah, they're definitely coated, so I don't know how long the coating's going to last. Probably first drill and the coating's gone. But let's go over to the mill and see what we can do. Alright, zoomed in as much as I can, adjusted the lighting in the little camera monitor. It looks pretty good. So, I guess you can see these other holes. I've been doing some playing around with other stuff. So, 1/4-inch drill bit. Let's see what it does. Now this is pure, boy that comes out fast. Just first time using it. That's pure soluble oil. Oh, is that wobbling? Is it? That does not look good, folks. Hopefully that's just a twist. Let's see. Oh, I can feel the head wobbling on it. Really? This is like, I'm pushing pretty hard to get this to go in. What a mess of a hole. Where's the magnifying glass? Yeah, that's a total wreck if you ask me. I'm curious to see, how do you make it, I'm in there, right? I'm in a collet, man. How does it wobble like that? That is definitely crooked. Wow, how do you make a bit that crooked? Incredible. I wonder what happens if I try another hole just raw. This set may be going back. No, that's just friggin' crooked. I'm looking at it. It's like from here down, it's wobbling all over the place. Let me check one of the other bits. This is crazy. Well, that was really interesting. The 1/4-inch bit was bad. This one doesn't wobble at all. This is the next size up, and you can see, oh, I got it still locked. I always forget to do that. Nice drill bit. But, well, let's see how it does. Let me try it with some anchor lube here. Why not? Yep, do that. See how this works. Not pressing too hard. I think I'm pressing harder than I should. Looks like a pretty good hole starting. But according to the video, they're supposed to be a lot easier to cut with, faster. This is not faster. I'm pushing pretty darn hard here. Yeah, so I don't think they've got the angles right. See what that looks like under the magnifying glass. Boy, that's a pretty nice, whoa. I like the walls on this hole. Looks really nice. That's the best I've seen yet. Huh. That's interesting. Yeah, I'm pushing pretty darn hard here to get this to go in. But boy, is the side walls Oh man, that looks like an end mill went down in there. That is gorgeous. So I don't know, did the coating come off? Looks like it's kind of still there. Magnifying glass again. It's still there. They have a relief on this thing? Yeah, it looks like it. Looks like it's angled right. Gotta take it out to really see. Alright, lock it up, take it out and take a look at it. But I guess you gotta buy a few sets, go through the bits and find the good ones to make a nice set, right? Because a 1/4 inch I use all the time. Boy, it doesn't seem like there's much relief on this. And that would explain why it's so hard to cut. Yeah, there isn't really, it's not cut right. Interesting. I'm pretty sure, yeah, I can't tell. I'll stick it here, let you guys look at it. I don't know where I can hold it there. I can hold it like that and kind of turn it. I think there is some relief, but I can't really tell for sure. Doesn't seem like there's much. But that is a really nice hole, so I guess I'll have to play with them all. Okay, I'll put it back in the box. Got the receipt. It's ready to go back. But while I was there, I couldn't resist. For $5, they're 5-piece M2, really high-speed steel for a metalworking lathe. What do they say on these things? Distributed by Harbor Freight. No kidding. HarborFreightTools.com. Should say made in China. There it is. Has to say that for $5. How do you get it open? Come on. Let's see if this is going to go back or not. Alright, what do you get? You get, oh, it's sealed. Alright, well, you have to get the scissors and cut it open. At least you know it's not going to rust. Well, it looks like it's got lots of oil on it. Cut it nice and straight. Get a paper towel here and dump it out. Boom, 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 boom. So that's everything you get. Wow, it's definitely greased. That's a rough finish? No, it's a good finish. Looks pretty rough. Grinding on it. This is a 1/4. Don't have a 1/4. Got small. Well, they couldn't even stamp the ID information on it in the center. And a round and a real teeny guy and a 3/16. So let me see if this stuff is hard. What do I want to scrape? Probably this guy. Why not? Yeah, it's hard, alright. I am not making a mark on this. Right? Wipe that down. Finish is nasty feeling. No, it's smooth, but it's not smooth, so I don't get it. Yeah, there's nothing coming off of this, so it's hard. So for $5, if you guys want to play around, I have no clue what I'm going to do with this. It's a gauge pin, right? This is at least nice and smooth, huh? Come on, can you get the grease off of it? There, that's greased off. I'm curious to see how accurate it is. It says 1/4 inch, right? 1/4 by 2.5 inches, high-speed steel. Where is the caliper? Is it really a 1/4 inch? Zeroes out. And it's under. 0.247548. It's probably about 2 thousandths undersized. Is it even all the way around here? 9. No, 7. 7. 7.5. 7.5. 7. Really? Alright. Whatever that's about. Okay, well, that covers that, so I'll clean this up, put that in the drawer. And then as a last token, everybody has stickers. So I decided to go back to Vistaprint, and they did a pretty good job on it. I think it was $4 for the 8 of them. No, I ordered 2, I think. So these are like $1 a piece or something. And I wish they were bigger. That's, I forgot what size it was, but the sticker's basically from there to there. They've got a white border. I couldn't expand it. They wanted to have a safety zone or whatever on it, so. But they look pretty good. I think they check and make sure everything's crystal clear and sharp on them before they print them. So they must have some guys that are doing stuff. I know what I uploaded was a big picture, and so you can start shrinking it down and usually you're not crisp. But the text down here is just really sharp. So I gotta start, I guess I'm gonna order some more, see what happens, and I definitely want to get a few. I like Randy Richards' show, his channel. He's really cool guy, humble. I want to get one of his stickers. And the guy that actually got me started, Tom Lipton with Ox Tools, I'd love to get one of his stickers. So I don't know if they want to exchange. I'd be happy to. But I don't even know how you get them, because you can't. I know with Ox Tools you can go online and buy the t-shirt, but I don't see the stickers any place to buy. So let's see what happens.